Hi, I'm Larry Gregory from Microsoft. I'm here at TechDraw. I'm joined by Tom Leonard from CentricSites. Hi, Tom.
How are you?
I'm excellent. We're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to be an app dev, consulting, and maintenance firm. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Okay. CentricSites is a small application development firm. We deal strictly with .NET technologies and Microsoft technologies. We're in the business of Salesforce automation. So anything to do with remote sales staff and managing the customer relationships that they have, as well as the pricing and commissions that they receive.
So tell us a little bit about one of the engagements, maybe in an abstract way, but make it real for us.
Yeah, we have one company that has about 300 remote sales staff, so they could be anywhere in the country, and there are a few in Europe. And they have to receive from us leads and distribute. We have to distribute those leads to them, and they then use those leads to create sales for the company. They have to get to Exchange and Microsoft email, and there's a host of other things that they need to get to fulfill their job. And we create an application available online. They each have an individual login. They have what we call vanity pages, so they have a site that is actually in the same domain as the company, only with their name on it, so that their sales leads can go to this site and find out more about the sales consultant. They can acquire and send them email through that vanity site. So that's a very typical example.
Okay, great. What are the technologies and resources that you have to help you out?
Mostly ASP.NET 3.5 and greater. We use SQL Server 2008. We use SQL reporting services for standard reports for all the sales staff. We use some other technology, BizTalk, for distribution of leads, and we use Exchange.
Okay, great. And I understand you're in the Website Spark program?
We are.
Okay. And how do you leverage that?
We use the tool sets that Microsoft has given us. They're without which we can't fulfill our customers' needs. Their development tools, Visual Studio, SQL Server, and we can be the greatest technologists around, but without those tools, we're never going to get there. And I think of it as being a race car driver. You can be the world's greatest race car driver, but if no one's going to sponsor your car, you're going to be watching the race from the stands with the rest of the fans. So Microsoft is sort of my sponsor in the world of application development.
That's great. I love the analogy. Just for folks that may not be familiar, Website Spark gives you Visual Studio Professional, Expression for the design side of things, as well as Web Server and SQL Server. And you can actually go live with your customers with that. So it's great stuff. It's different than BizSpark, which is more for startup companies. So if you're less than $1 million as a small startup building web solutions, BizSpark's probably the better choice, but Website Spark is more for services companies so that you can go build multiple types of solutions for multiple types of clients. So I'm glad that's working out.
Yes, it is.
So what's the kind of learning that you'd share with others, being in your space for as long as you have? You got a relatively small firm, but you're vibrant. What's the lessons learned?
Right from inception, gather your requirements verbally. In many cases, I'll sit in front of an owner and I'll say, what is it you want? And right through to deployment and maintenance of that application. And in many cases, they'll want that application rebranded, the same application, so they leverage. There's a leverage there where they can take the same application, rebrand it for another company, and redeploy that application. Very much the same, just rebranded.
Great. And I know cloud is still relatively new for a lot of firms kind of in this stage, but I think there's a lot of opportunity there. Do you have an opinion?
I do. I think eventually cloud computing and Azure will wind up being a benefit to my clients, and so if it saves my clients money, obviously they're going to go to it. I have to convince them of that, so that takes some doing. Generally speaking, they're less likely to go to newer technology just for the sake of the technology.
Sure. Yeah.
There has to be some bang for the buck there. There has to be some kind of capital gain, and I think the capital gain is some of the infrastructure that they don't have to have, some of the hardware. They don't have to have the redundant sites, because most of my clients have failover sites, redundant sites, and those are expensive to maintain.
Great. It's great that you're thinking of the future. So if someone wants to learn about more about CentricSites, what's the URL?
It's www.CentricSites.com.
Okay. And if you want to learn more about WebSpark, it's webspark.com, websitespark.com. Thanks very much, Tom.
You're welcome.